Welcome to this channel. My name is David Odili, and today we're going to be showing you introduction to Premiere Pro, Adobe Premiere Pro, created by Adobe Corporations. So Adobe Premiere Pro is a video editing software used to edit videos, to create videos. So you can use Adobe Premiere Pro to create your first movie, to edit your movies, and to create some animations. You can use it to create animations also, and motion graphics, a little bit of that. So you open Premiere Pro. The Premiere Pro I'm using now is Premiere Pro 2020. You can get it from the link in the description below. So just click on this thing. You see the link in the description below. You get Premiere Pro. So when you open Premiere Pro, you see this. You see your welcome tab. Your welcome screen. You see your welcome screen where you can create a new project, open projects, open Premiere Rush project, new team project, open team projects. But for the sake, and you can see your recent project that you have done before. So for the sake of beginners, now this is a beginner's tutorial on how you can start using Premiere Pro for those who have not used Premiere Pro before. For how you can start with it, you can just click on new projects. Click on new project to start a new project, or open projects to open the project you have done before. But I'm just going to click on new project or open project, or anywhere that is in their system. Maybe it's not probably here. You can just click on open project, and you find it where it is in your system. So I'm just going to click on new project, and we're going to click on example. We're going to name this example. This one you name example 1. Example, I'm using make it an example. So this location is where your file, this example, this Premiere Pro project file will be saved in this directory. And this is your renderer. All this one doesn't really matter for those that are starting out. Just leave it where it is. So this is your renderer. You can either be down or up, or based on your specification of your system. So it doesn't really matter for that. Okay, so good. So let's just click on example. Then I want to overwrite one I've used before. Okay. So for the sake of this tutorial, for the sake of time, in this first tutorial, I'm going to be showing you just going to be giving you a brief introduction on the interface of this Premiere Pro, the basic interface of Premiere Pro. So right now we have what we call panels in Premiere Pro. So this is the tools panel, this is tools panel. It's highlighted in blue. You can change this highlights. It's highlighted in blue. This is the timeline panel. There's no sequence on it yet. We'll get to what the sequence is. Then this is the project panel. This is the source panel. And this is the program panel. This is the source panel, and this is the project panel. So this is the project panel. So there are 4 panels in this Premiere Pro. So the timeline panel is where you drop your media, where you drop your things you want to edit. The things you want to edit here, your videos, your pictures, your audio. This is where you drop them, where you want to edit them. And your project panel, this is where you import your distance. So as I clicked it, as I clicked here, this import media to start. As I click it, it just opened where I will import my media. So you can just click on it to import. This is where you import your media and you can sort out your things. So it also has media browser where you can just go and search the things in your system. It also has information. You also have effects where you can also add your effects. You also have markers. You also have history where you can sort out whatever you want to sort out. as your project is going beyond. Let's say you made a mistake back, I want to go back to a particular part of your editing, you can just use your history, use this history. So we also have your source panel, which you can click on it. You can click your effect control. You can on your audio mixer, your metadata. So you can click on this source. You can click on this 3 stripe here. You can just decide to close this panel, undock this panel. If you undock it, it will come out like this. You undock this panel. Panel group settings, you can just close panel, but just let's put it back here. Let's just put it back into this place. Okay, drag it back here. Okay, so you can just click on this into undock panel, put it back. So for example, now I undock, close this panel here. The panel doesn't show there. You can just go to your Windows. You can just go to your window menu button and click on and look for program. Look for program monitor, and your program monitor comes back. So these are your panels: your source panel, your program panel, your timeline, and your project panel. Then we have your tabs here. You have the learning tabs, you have the assembly tab, you have the editing tab, you have the color tab, you have the effects tab, you have the audio tab, you have the graphics tab, and the libraries tab. Then we have your menu bar, which is file, edit, clip, sequence, markers, graphics, view, window, and your help bar. So without further ado, let me just import some things so that we can just start and understand more of our sequence, more of our interface. So move on to this. So just click on this. You can double click on this and to take you to where you import your videos. This is, you can just search from here to any part of your desktop you want to import videos. But this is the video, this is the folder I want to import my videos. These are videos I recorded in my house. So I'll just click on them and import. Just click on them and import. So let me show you another way to import. In case you can't import like that, you can also click here, right click here, left click here and click on import. Also takes you there. You can also click on file, import. You can also take it there. You can also just go direct to your folder, open it, then click and drag to Premiere Pro. It also goes like that. So it also goes like that. So that's how to import. You can just press Ctrl and I, and it will take you directly to your folder to import. So we're just going to double click on this. Let me double click on that video. Double click on this. The cool video. Okay, double click on this. So this is the source panel. So you can use your source panel to like check out the videos before you start editing them. So I can just, this is my playhead here, this blue marker here, I can just drag it left and right. So I can drag it left and right, so I can move it to the end. If I press this place, it will go to out. If I click this one, it will go to in. So most of the time it's actually in and out. So if I press this one to make it, you just go one frame forward, one frame forward, moving one frame. So to go a frame forward, that is, videos are normally recorded normally in frames. So I don't know how to explain that one. I won't explain that one now, but videos are normally in frame. So every time you understand frames, we're talking about frames. So if you move one frame forward, if I click here, it will mark out. Okay, it will mark it out. You can clear this. You can clear in and out here. If I move the player there and click here, it will mark out here. Then if I click here, if I drag here, it will mark in. If I go to in, so this will just be a focal point here. You should just focus. If you just focus between this end and here, that's why it's called in and out. I can just right click on it and clear in and out. So here I decided to add a marker here. I want to mark this point in my distance, so but I don't want to add a marker, so I will clear my marker. I'll click on the marker and click on clear on markers, so I'll clear my marker. So this is taking. I can try to export this frame. And import it back, and just to take a photo of it, a picture of it. And this is overwrite, and this one doesn't matter. This one doesn't matter. So we can, on this source button, you can go to effects controls, or we can make some changes to the effects to it. So we'll get close to that in later. Then this is our audio control. We can control the audio to increase the sound and reduce the sound of the audio here. And we can also make up that you can actually mute it. You can solo the track. You can mute it. So metaverse and metadata and others. So let's just move back to source. So we're going to drag this one in. We're going to drag this one in here. We'll drag it. It's Ctrl Z. We'll drag it here. Can drag it to our once you drag it to our timeline, immediately it becomes a sequence. It becomes a sequence here, so we can start our editing on this timeline. On this timeline. So you observe that this is your playhead. This is your playhead. It's very important. Very important. So as I've explained in this place, this for previewing your clips before you put them to the timeline. So this also applies for that. So on these things, you can add your marker, go to mark, you can mark your in, mark your out, go to in, go to out. Notice when I press this, it goes to the end of the clip. Goes to the end of the clip. And if you press this play, it will start to play your video. It starts to play your video. So you can press space bar to play or to pause. So this just goes plays back here. So before we end this tutorial we'll look at the tabs. These tabs here. This is the menu bar. I'll go to explain the menu bar later. This is the menu bar. You can make some things here, changes here. So let's just look at the tabs. So this is your learning tab, where you can get to know Premiere Pro better. In case you don't want to use YouTube, you can just understand the basics with this your learning tab. Also, you have your assembly tab, where you can assemble your media, such as your audio files and your video files also. Also have your editing tab. So your editing tab just consists of this: a long timeline, small project panel, your source and your program, which you can just look at. So most of your editing will come in this. Should come in editing, but that doesn't mean you cannot make edits in assembly tab, but it makes your project panel small, your timeline panel small, but you can still adjust it using these markers here. You can still adjust it using these markers here. You can adjust it to your desired shape and size. So that's how Premiere Pro is. You can adjust your tabs using this marker here. Just move them up, move them down, move them up, move them down. You can adjust your panels like this. Just look at when you move to the edge of this thing, it changes to two arrows, either facing up or down, or left or right. So you can just move it to the size of your choice. Then your color your tab, just to show you your numeric color. So you can make your color changes to this. You can add temperature to this. Make sure your clip is selected. Add temperature to this. You can reduce it, so you can see the changes it's making. You can add tint, add things, exposure. So I'm just going to put all these things back to normal. You can add saturation to this, so it's looking back to normal. So this is basically when you can just add your color to it. So click on effects tab. So this is your effects tab, where you can do your effects. You can make your effects here. Your effects are like things that just your basic effects. You can add your presets, your audio effects, your video effects. So when we go down to the next video, you understand effects better. Then you can also make edits to your audio here, the audio panel. And your graphics panel, you can also make graphics here. So you can just add things here. You can just add your this thing here. You can just drag them here and make edits here. So you can just delete this. You click on delete to delete. If you want to delete anything, you can just click on delete. Or you can right click on it and click on clear. It also deletes that. So that's that with our basic interface, understanding the interface of Premiere Pro. So in the next video, we're going to look at how we can basic editing things in Premiere Pro, how we can cut, we can trim, how we can understand the timeline better, and we can just understand some of the tools, understand the source panel, understanding the effects panel also, how we can make some effects to it, how we can merge or edit clips together, how we can add our legacy title together. So click on the next video to watch. Thank you very much. Click on the next video here to watch, and do well to subscribe to this channel. Thank you very much.